proud of you for going on this trip.
You're gonna have so much fun. And remember, if something chases you, run.
I'm the hugest fan of the original film, and so, like a lot of people, when I heard about this, one of the major things was like, what are they going to do with the dinosaurs? Now we have amazing technology.
Yes.
And you got to be a part of many scenes with the dinosaurs.
Yes.
Can you talk about what it was like for you filming those and maybe merging the two technologies? Because I know Colin still used some of the old techniques.
Oh, yeah. There was an animatronic dinosaur. Okay, so do you remember the scene where there was the dying Apatosaurus?
Yes.
So that was an animatronic dinosaur, and it looked like that when we were shooting. It was crazy to me, and moving, very, very moving, and that day shooting with that dinosaur kind of informed every day that followed it, where we were needing to pretend that there was a dinosaur there, and there wasn't one, and that's why I think it's really important for movies, even though their technology is astounding, and what you can do with computer graphics is really it's mind blowing. It is I want to say it's essential to still use animatronics in films like this, because it just, you can feel it. You can feel it when you're watching it. You can feel if what you're watching is pretend or if it's real. And similarly, what they did with the raptors is they had actors performing the roles of the raptors using motion capture. So those were real performances that were happening, and it was, and the actors that they hired, they had studied the movements, and they had created the kind of the physical life of the raptors, and the moment that Colin would yell action, and they would kind of get into that, like they would become a raptor, it would give you chills, and it's as much as I'd like to think that my imagination can carry me through anything, there's nothing like responding to the real thing, and or the closest you can get to the real thing as possible, because they are extinct, unfortunately. But yeah, I thought that the way that Colin handled the special effects in this movie was just a beautiful balance, and really gave a kind of a substance to the dinosaurs that wouldn't have been there if it had just been kind of straightforward, everything's done in post. There's we're just looking at a tennis ball the whole time.
Being a part of something this enormous, when you look back on the filming of it, is there a particular night or moment or anything that you're like, what? How did that happen? I
mean, there's so many of those moments. The three that probably come to my... No, there's not just three. But yeah, I'll just say those three. So the first moment of shooting, my first shot was did you go to the ranch yesterday?
Yes.
So it was at the ranch. It was at the Indominus Rex paddock. And I was in a helicopter, and we took off, and there was a bird's eye view of the Indominus Rex paddock, and then the helicopter kind of flew around, and I was looking out at the ocean and the mountains and the jungle, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing, and I couldn't believe that I was there doing a Jurassic movie, and it was really surreal. And the theme song was basically playing on loop in my brain, because it was just, it was a lot. It was amazing just getting to kind of have that moment where we're starting the movie, and this is how it starts for me. Another moment was definitely working with the animatronic dinosaur, no question about it. And then the third is a scene that actually got deleted from the movie, but it is in the deleted scenes on the Blu-ray and DVD. And it is a scene where I rub dinosaur poop all over my body and my face. And
Delightful.
it's so gross. And funny and good. And, and like, with Claire, I remember when we were starting to make the film and we were figuring out like the fittings and what should she look like and all this kind of stuff, and we knew that the dinosaur poop scene was in the script. And I was like, it just has to be an outfit that you just want to pick up poop and just be like, like you want to mess up her hair and you want to mess up her outfit and all of that. And then Colin thought of having her in all white, and it was really good. So I'm very excited that this scene didn't die completely, that it's there and that it's on the Blu-ray, and that the people are gonna that do buy the Blu-ray or the DVD, that they're gonna get to see it.
So jumping into the wardrobe question, I have to, for a second.
Yes.
The heels phenomenon.
Yeah.
Were you surprised by it?
Totally surprised. But I mean, I had so many different feelings about it. My most superficial feelings were that, it was really hard running in heels the whole time. I'm like, people are acknowledging it.
That's right.
It stood out to them because it stood out to me too. It was crazy. Now, in terms of the controversy of it, that is something I didn't expect at all, because I sort of, just from a perspective, I was like, of course it's illogical for her to be in heels in the jungle. She never intended to go in the jungle. And if she was in flats, that would be a cheat, that would be something where it's like, oh, she managed to get her hands on some flats. Like, no, Claire never thought that she was going to end up traipsing through the jungle, let alone, outrunning a T-Rex. Right. So it was, so that kind of side of things, I was like, what, I couldn't quite, of course she wouldn't have sensible footwear on. She worked in an office, and she that's how she dressed. She's the woman who could probably run a marathon in heels and would prefer it. So yeah, that side of things, I had a difficult time kind of like wrapping my mind around it. But here's what I will say is that the way that Colin told me that the sequel was happening, like when it got greenlit, and that I was going to be in it, he texted me #NoHeels2018, and I was like, yeah, boy.
You think you're going to work in an in-joke or something?
I know. I was like, the first shot of the movie needs to be like clonk, like something like really just capable, really just like something with great arch support and, rubber heels or rubber soles, and, something that she needs to be ready to run, potentially.
I have to wrap with you, but I have to ask you one more question.
Yeah.
Colin was handpicked for this massive franchise sequel.
Yes.
He has now been handpicked for another one.
Yes.
Working with him, what do you think makes him the guy to take on these legacy projects?
Colin is smart. He is able to stay very calm and very focused, and he's very sensible. He has no ego at all, and cares about the story. And he deserves everything that has come his way. He really, 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 really does. I mean, he's earned everything that's come his way, and I'm stoked. I just want to be in Star Wars.
Yeah. Good contact.
Yeah, seriously. I'm like, don't you think that I'm going to probably go to some convention at some point and dress as a Jedi, just be like, don't you think that this is very,
this works, right?
This suits me. I might actually do that.
Something's wrong. They're communicating.
We're talking about an animal here.
A highly intelligent animal.